Hi guys. Now that 2021 has come and gone, I figured I would do something totally unique, completely original, and a true first for the YouTube platform. A list. I figured I wouldn't keep it at a top 10 because there were more than 10 figures that I really liked, so I kind of just wanted to talk about them all. And so I shall. The only figure that is in any sort of order is my number 1 figure. Everything else is just a cool toy that I enjoyed posing, that released in 2021. Don't worry though, I'm not going to talk about the agreed upon unanimous opinion of the hive mind. Believe it or not, I buy action figures because I like the characters, not how they move. Let's get started. Kicking things off is the first toy I got in 2021, way back in January. It's the Transformers Kingdom Leader class Megatron.
You just made the list!
Beast Wars Megatron is why I even like Transformers, and this figure fills me with all kinds of nostalgia. The detail is amazing. Megatron looks spot-on perfect in both robot and beast mode. Funny story, I never had Megatron growing up. I thought I did, but as it turns out,
It's all bullshit! All of it!
I had T-Rex, not Megatron. But he was Megatron to me, so does it really matter? Absolutely awesome toy, and a must-have for Beast Wars fans. Who could possibly follow up a tyrannical Tyrannosaurus? How about a gun-touting, time-stopping witch? Bayonetta, of course.
You just made the list!
I took a look at Bayo a bit earlier in the year, and my love for this Nendoroid has only grown since then. She looks incredible. She has so many accessories and options for display that I think you'd be hard-pressed to find 2 Bayonettas that look the same. I'm really hoping for a Bayonetta 2 look this year, and fingers crossed, Bayonetta 3. Sticking with the Nintendo theme, let's use Surf to zip on over to the Hoenn region. Brendan and May are from the Pokémon Scale World line.
You just made the list!
I love these figures. Seeing Pokémon characters actually in scale is pretty crazy. You don't realize how small certain Pokémon are. I picked Brendan and May because when it comes to Pokémon toys, the Pokémon themselves always get all of the love, and I guess rightfully so, but when given the chance to get a Pokémon trainer, I jump on it immediately. Pokémon Sapphire is such a special game to me, so these figures were must-haves in my book, and they delivered truly awesome versions of the GBA protagonists. The Cobra Bat was one of my most anticipated figures for 2022. Little did I know I'd have one in 2021.
You just made the list!
It's just such a cool toy. It looks just like the classic action figure but blown up to 6-inch scale, which I hope they continue to do in the future. I'm not against new versions of classic characters, but boy are those classic designs awesome looking. If you like G.I. Joe and don't want a Cobra Bat, do you really even like G.I. Joe? Be on the right side of history and go get your bat before the real enemy scoops them up.
Through the sky comes a fearful cry. Cobra!
I'm pretty sure everyone has lost their minds. This Tigra figure is one of the best Marvel Legends ever produced.
You just made the list!
She's clean as a whistle when it comes to paint application, and she actually has a unique sculpt with little fur patches on her arms. Meanwhile, people are complaining about her being too orange. Have you seen Tigra or tigers in general, people? They're orange. Good lord. I barely buy Marvel Legends anymore, and trust me, Hasbro is as lazy as they come, but this figure is an exception. She looks sexy and fierce, just as Tigra should. Maybe they're offended by her or something. Who knows? From Tigra to Tigatron, Transformers Kingdom now has 2 entrants on my top toys list.
You just made the list!
Unlike Megatron, I actually had the real Tigatron growing up, and it still stands out as one of the coolest looking Beast Wars figures. He's the perfect marriage of an awesome animal, a snow tiger, combined with an awesome looking robot mode. It's the metallic sheen on his teal robo exterior. It just pops against the black and white fur. I love it, and I'm so happy to put him with my other Beast Wars characters. Jinx is probably the most recognizable character from League of Legends. And when Good Smile announced this Nendoroid, I knew I had to get her, and boy did they deliver with this release.
You just made the list!
She's all of the fun of Harley Quinn, without any of DC's political BS you have to suffer through while trying to read a book. And after watching Arcane, I was so happy to already have this figure in my collection, because she started selling out everywhere. And it's obvious why. She has tons of accessories and is as cute as a button. A psychotic, cotton candy-colored explosive button. Asajj Ventress is such an awesome-looking character. I'm such a sucker for the 2003 Clone Wars cartoon show and the characters that appeared in it.
You just made the list!
Asajj Ventress not only appeared in that show, she first debuted in it. This look is from the 3D animated Clone Wars show, and honestly, I love the colors so much more. The purplish blue adds just the right amount color to her design, and the shimmer in her skirt looks outstanding. And when I realized her dual Count Dooku-style lightsabers attached to her belt buckle, I was over the moon. Such a beautifully executed Black Series figure and one I had been wanting for a long time. Wouldn't you know it, the same Black Series wave that had Asajj Ventress in it, also had this unbelievably awesome Bo-Katan.
You just made the list!
I'm not going to lie. I'm probably the biggest Bo-Katan stan there is. I love everything about her. Her character, her design, Katie Sackhoff. She's so cool, and it was oddly puzzling to me as to why she never had any toys made after she appeared in the Clone Wars show. Luckily, she has gotten a bunch after appearing in The Mandalorian. And this Black Series version is everything I wanted her to be and then some. There were so many great Masters of the Universe Origins figures this year, and I could have picked quite a few. But when it came down to it, the Sorceress is just that much higher on my tier list compared to the others.
You just made the list!
I knew who Sorceress was before I knew anything about Motu. She is such an iconic and beautiful character. This figure has the perfect combination of vintage Sorceress styling, and that gorgeous Filmation color pop, quite possibly making this toy the quintessential Sorceress figure. She looks amazing, and I'm very happy to have her in my Masters of the Universe collection. The Alley Viper gets top honors as it pertains to the G.I. Joe Classified series this year. What a friggin' toy.
You just made the list!
I will shower this figure with as much praise as it deserves. It pays homage to the vintage figure, but updates it in unique ways, adding little details that couldn't be incorporated into the 3 3/4-inch figure. I love the removable grapple gun and Matrix-style display behind the shield. It makes me want to play with it, which, as a grown man, that's quite the accomplishment. This is what every G.I. Joe Classified figure should be. And hopefully as we go forward, it's what they will be. If you don't like Rogue, we can't be friends. Like ever. This Age of Apocalypse Rogue is so good, that it made me buy a Marvel Legend in 2021.
You just made the list!
I've bought 4 Marvel Legends this entire year. 4. AOA Rogue is such an awesome figure, that it managed the impossible task of wiping clean the mounds and mounds of shit Marvel currently is, and let me bask in the glory of the 90s.
That is one big pile of shit.
Ah, the 90s, when comics like Age of Apocalypse could be written and not feature tokenized shams parading around as the heroes I love. If that's not top toy worthy, nothing is. Go Rogue, go! Artoria Pendragon, sometimes referred to as Altria, is one of the newest figures on my list, and she jumped on my top figures list fast.
You just made the list!
Fate Grand Order is a wonderfully wild series. I really enjoy world history as is, but if you throw in some waifus to stand in for historical figures, I mean.
Yes. Yes. Yes!
Artoria is King Arthur in the Fates universe, and wowzers, she's quite the head turner. The detailing is immaculate, from the points of her boots to the tip of her crown. I can't get over how fantastic she came out, and she proudly sits in the absolute center of my Fates display. Is there anything cuter than the Nakano sisters from the quintessential quintuplets?
You just made the list!
Now obviously, there are only 4 Nendoroids here, and they aren't called the quadruplets. Nino comes out next year to complete the set. I absolutely love these figures and this series. Ichika, Miku, Yotsuba, and Itsuki are the most adorable Nendoroids I have, and possibly, the most adorable characters ever created. I can't wait to get Nino and complete my quints. They are perfect. Before I reveal my number 1 toy of 2021, I wanted to score some brownie points on YouTube by picking the exact same figures as everyone else for the exact same reasons, of which there is none. Well, other than to score brownie points. Here they are, the universally agreed upon YouTuber picks. Anything Super 7. Super 7 is the most overrated toy manufacturer ever. Why everyone is always kissing their ass is beyond me. Look at their god-awful April O'Neil figure and say they are the best at anything with a straight face. Super 7 for the brownie points. The PC picks. Who needs Peter Parker or Tony Stark? Let's get PC. And nothing says peg warmer, I mean big moneymaker, like bogus versions of characters that actually make money. No Way Home has 3 Peter Parkers in it, by the way. PC Legends for the brownie points. The HasLab Sentinel. Nothing quite like getting ripped off by a multi-million-dollar company using a friggin' GoFundMe on a $200 toy, and then charging $350 for it because, why not? HasLab for brownie points and hopefully some free merch.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, let us all find out.
Oh, come on,
who
come on.
drew number 1.
That's right. It's the Play Arts Kai version of Aerith Gainsborough from the Final Fantasy VII Remake. In 2020, FF7 filled my heart with so much love for Aerith that I simply couldn't ignore the Final Fantasy series anymore. I had always had a running joke that it was only a matter of time before I got into Final Fantasy. And it was characters like Aerith that always caught my eye. This figure captivates any and all passerbys with its absolutely stunning portrayal of this beautiful flower girl. It perfectly encapsulates all of Aerith's qualities in figure form, and it is my favorite figure of 2021.
That's the big one.
Like a total fool, I forgot to put my quints and Aerith in the group picture because I photographed them the next day. But regardless, that's my list. Tons of really awesome figures released this year, usually a bit later than anticipated, but released all the same. Thanks for watching, and, until next time.